Hi everybody. We have another clay object here. This one right off the bat looks like it's representing the bird head to the right, but we can see that eye in there, so there's probably portraits and silhouettes. Bird heads on all ends of this. This is a cave painting, so to speak, on a stone. You can see how the two eyes, the nose right here, and the mouth just in the yellow is kind of looking this way. So take a look at those silhouettes that you might be able to see on the right hand side. I would pick it up and move it for you, but I can't because it will break. But this is a beautiful pottery. You can see how it's a representation of a bird head in this direction, and you can see some of the color of the different stones that they made out here. Each one of these leaflets is another effigy, and that's what we're gonna show right here with this piece. Looks like I am able to pick it up a little bit so that we can see the right side silhouettes. And we're gonna take our time with this, guys. This is a very important piece. Now, of course, you can see the bird head on the top pointing out. Then as you look on the interior here, all those little markings and eyeballs, that's what all those are. Those are all eyeballs, and there's little characters painted in this. You may be able to start to see a few of them. This is a beautiful painting. This is all being destroyed right now because of expansion, because everybody wants a brand new house. You guys can see the little silhouettes coming out up on the top here. There perhaps is a mammoth represented as well. See all those little black spots are eyes. They made it very easy for us on this one. All those little black markings. You can see the very large black eyes here. Reminds me of that skit. Watch out for the black ice. Remember that skit? Look in the red eye here on the silhouette. You can see little lashes and things coming out of it as well. You might start to see two eyes facing at us here. All right, let's go ahead and give this a shot at putting it down. We're gonna see left side silhouettes here too. In the orange or red, you can see how the black eye is done. Again, the black eye, the nose, it looks like it's holding a cigarette out of its mouth, you know? I don't know if upside down or right side up this will be anything. I know it will. I know it will, now that I think about it. Looking at the red face there, facing to the left. Looking at all these colorful faces, it's pretty trippy stuff. But I want to put it back this way because I think they were very directional with this particular art. This looks like a bird sitting up here like a cardinal. All right, let's see if we can take this first layer off and see how much of this is one. So we see this seal, see this marking right here? This is where this probably will break off. And just on the end here, we see the meme of the big bird head. If you look at the face, you can see the carvings for the eye there. All right, let's take a look here. Right in the middle here, we can see the little clay pack eye left. I always talk about these clay pack eyes that they leave in here. That is merely just a little clay pack. That is where the eye for one of the images on this stone will be. Or I guess it's a stone. And if anything can be the same, it will be that there will be a bird here somewhere after we see all these different fellas here. We'll check out for the bird. Might just be mammoth. Let's see. Yep, we'll call it just mammoth. All right, let's see if we can maybe, I don't want to break this. I mean, if I can, I'll take this. But it looked like it was in 2 pieces in there. I'm gonna go ahead and keep it as 1, and I'll come back for this one because it's pretty amazing. There's another one right over here I wanted to share with y'all. There's a bunch everywhere we go. It's so interesting, this. Let's take a look at this cool colored one here. So we'll see just on the bottom here, there'll be a silhouette. Let's go ahead and take off some of the layers. And we'll look at this silhouette by itself. It still has its little clay packing eye. We can brush that off. And that way you can see the carving for the eye, the circle underneath it. We have a little fella here. This is amazing. This is like my dream come true, really, because I can pull out just sheets of this. Every sheet is another one. That's fantastic. Let's go ahead and just do it sheet by sheet again. Look for the different silhouettes on the right-hand side here. We'll start stacking them up. This one's burnt kind of in the middle. Try to get everything in the frame for us so you guys can see the ones that we stack. All right, let's take a better look at this. I can see the silhouette there, but if I didn't know any better, I'd say, yeah, whatever. Oh yeah, it's just like a bunch of versions of the rocks. So I know because I can see the outline of the face and the carving for the eye, as many of you guys can too. This one has a mineral inclusion for the eye. So much on these. Fascinating stuff. My goodness gracious. And the colors are just amazing that they used. I don't know if there's any more leaves in this. Usually, if it's not going to break open on its own. They're all in here. See the 2 eyes dug? Oh my goodness gracious. Look at this one. The paint on it. Hope you guys can see them. I can see a few of them. But this exact version is getting a little tougher to see. Here's a great one though. So we have a classic head shape, as you guys can see, with the big carving for the eye, the nose, and the round head done. Now if you look at the rest of this, as if this is just all one piece, you can see how the mouth is kind of dug out, right? It is actually a thumb. It's perfect for a thumb mark, like you could just take your thumb and put it like that. That's what was done with this. And take the first layer off, and let's see, these were meant to be looked at. They were meant to be found. As we talked about before, these people were archaeologists as well, the ancient folks. For sure they were digging up everything they possibly could of their ancestors to learn everything they could, because we passed on knowledge. In the red here, it's very beautiful to the left. It's a bird with a human silhouette on the interior again. The symbols. Take a look at this old book. Yeah, it's tough to see some of these. Some of them are very, very, very fragile, and some of them are already broken, unfortunately. Here's a great bird, though. There's two of them right here. Two great statues. Let's take a look at this one first. You can still see, so the way that these were done, they were packed in their clay pack. And on the outside of the clay pack were all kind of little gemstones, little arrowhead-shaped rocks and things. And that's what we have here. This clay pack is part of the ceremony. And let's go ahead and take a look at this side. This will be the original outside image with the black that is charred and painted, you know, blackened or cooked or whatever they did to it. You'll be able to see the little silhouettes coming out here now. This all looks like one piece, so I'm not going to break it. But many of these, like I was just showing, are done like books, like this one. So each slab that you take off has another bird and a human on it. This one actually still has black paint. All right. So this will come off in several slabs. Each one of these pieces normally is another silhouette, another piece of art. You can see how these are done with different people behind them. So we got bird people. And you can see the eyes, the round eyes with the circle inside of them. You might not believe this. You might say, oh, well, you're just seeing faces and rocks. Well, or slate, whatever this is. The thing is, once you can see these eyes, these diamond-shaped eyes, you can see that this is all intentional when it's on every single one. It's unfathomable. And if you have a weak spirit or mind, I don't suggest learning about it. Definitely the end piece, the one piece, the main piece. Well, they did some cool stuff with this one. Looks like the character is actually facing to the left in black with some cool stuff going on his mind. A big duck head or animal, bird head rather. And again, that big clay packing, and we have a lot of that black char on this piece. The way it's done here in the end, I can see. Some of the characters that are going to be carved into the very end of this are very cool looking. You can see them there. Very pretty piece. There's some green version of this. All right, here's a book. Oh, right there. Guys, I'm just gonna show them. The light's coming out, sun's coming out. So things are really gonna pop for us. You guys can see the right hand silhouette here. And let these be there. You might also see on the interior. Look at this. It's like the fingerprint. Okay. Let's look at this one. So you could imagine as these were, they were just like little eggs. I'm seeing mammoth on mammoth. Looking at the eye right here and the white outline, you can see the two eyes done there and here. Perhaps. Definitely. And the white, of course. And in the yellow on the right. On the left and the right again, it looks like. Crafty folks. I really like this one on the right. So of course on the outside they could, you know, do the full painting. So you can see the headdress done up on top. And there's your ancient American face there. For any of you guys who don't know about ancient America yet. So you can see how this stuff can morph into different things. Guys, let's look at this one before we go. All right, this will be the last one. We can see how it is a giant bird. Its beak is already broken. You can see how the flat back, see how straight back it is. Now it's going against the grain. So you can say, oh, well, this stuff breaks like that. No, it doesn't. It doesn't go against the grain flat like that. I don't know how the heck they cut it and polished it, but they did. This is gonna be an outline of a bird once I take the outside portions of this off. But let's not move too fast because just even on this stuff, we're gonna start to see. So this hole right here is for an eye. Let's go ahead and take a close look at that hole so you guys can see the symbol around that hole. I respectfully do this. I ask you, whoever made this, to forgive me, but we're right here by the dumpster. You guys can see this beautiful giant bird with the round head. It is sans beak at this moment. That's gonna change here as we peel some more of this stuff off. Now look at the different colors and then also look at the carvings as we get to pull this stuff off. You might be able to start to see these humans that are gonna start looking at us as we do this. Right here in this section, you can see how there's a carving for a person, a silhouette done right here. And I will go ahead and pull that up for us. So that you guys can see the carving for the eye. You can see how the hat is done. And on the other side, you'll see a few other different ones. What we're gonna do is this. Okay, it's not by happenstance. Some of this broken section down here may have been, unfortunately, broken off already, but starting to see some of the paint there, the yellow, and in this section as well. Let's see if we can flip it upside down. Of course, we see the bird facing to the left here as well. Let's look at the details for its face. You can see the details for its wings. This was at one time one full statue, carved out of the shale. And a lot of it does still exist, but unfortunately much of it was damaged, as you can see. We can only see these certain sides here. Luckily, we still have this beautiful yellow moon shape here, and we can see the images inside of it. So we don't always look at the outside. You can see this line inside here, and you can see how this eye is done. See the circle for it? It's a very large eye. You can see how the top is representing the hair. And of course, just on the very ends here. The two eyes here, perhaps. And then just painted in here as well. All right, guys, I think that's it for now. We'll go ahead and catch back up with you, I think, on the next one. Until then, bye-bye.